Sports with Blake.
On Dan Blake TV on YouTube.
Yes, my good people. So we're back again. Another episode of the Sports with Blake podcast. Yeah, now episode number 6. Pleasure to be back. Shouts to the team in the house. Jojo in the building. We're here for another episode. And it's been an eventful sporting month as we talk in the football and the boxing landscape. So we're going to kick off right away with the Ronaldo situation at Manchester United. So me being a Manchester United fan, Ronaldo's been like my childhood, hero. I remember predicting on the Sports with Blake podcast his imminent return to Manchester United, in which he did come back, had a wonderful season in his first season back, becoming our top scorer of the season. And he's come back under new management, Ten Hag, and he's having a quite a torrid time of it at the moment. Living life on the substitute bench, as we all know. But the walkout, Ronaldo, Manchester United versus Tottenham. It was a game a few days ago. When you hear this, it was a 2-0 victory to Manchester United. Well played by the squad, very disciplined performance, playing that Ten Hag way, putting that pressure on, showing that relentless kind of energy and spirit and hard work that Ten Hag is trying to get, the Man United team playing in that shape, But obviously you need good fitness for that, and the fitness is improving. And teams like Tottenham, even Liverpool. Big shouts to Jojo. I started to feel the wrath of how we're playing. We're beating the big teams again, because a big thing with Man United, we weren't beating the big teams, but now we are. But anyway, bouncing back to Ronaldo, he played that Man United Tottenham game on the bench, and apparently he was supposed to come on and refused to come on, and then he walked down the tunnel, which we all saw, that long walk home, the long road home, walking lonely down the tunnel, Obviously a self-meditated decision. He probably thought this up, I'm not about this life. I'm out of it. I'm Ronaldo. I'm the GOAT. And in my opinion, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, man. You got to give the GOAT his credit. I don't think the GOAT wants to come on for the last 10 minutes of a game. It's just not his style. I feel like from professionalism point of view, he should have went on. But I believe this is a man who's now frustrated and is at the end of his tether and just wants to leave. He always wanted to leave. He didn't want to stay. He's been forced to stay. I believe the Glazers, they're involved with this. They want money. No one's willing to pay any money for him. People are willing to pay his wages, but we're not going to get a transfer fee. So give it up. Release the contract. Let the GOAT go. Let the GOAT go. We want the GOAT gone. As a Man United fan, let's preserve my guy's legacy. I've had enough of seeing pictures of Ronaldo, on camera, slow motion camera shots on his sad face on the bench. We've had enough of this. We're not with this malarkey anymore. As Man United fans and balling fans around the globe, we're not feeling this. It's not even a Man United thing. I believe that balling fans around the world do not want to see the GOAT Ronaldo on the bench looking like he's missed his dinner. You know what I mean? He looks upset, man. He's hungry. What do you think, Jojo? What are you saying about the Ronaldo situation?
It's time to go.
It's time to go, right?
It's just time, man. I mean, as much as he's the GOAT and whatever you want to call it, he's not the same. Yes, he was a top scorer last season, but that was under a different manager, different system. This is a new manager trying to play a certain style of play, and the statistics speak for themselves.
Oh yeah, he said, I hear you, but he hasn't been given much opportunities this season. Some people say he has been given opportunities to shine, but sometimes he's not getting that service. And again, you're saying the system, it doesn't really match what he's doing with his age and the way he's playing and the positions he's getting in. So I do understand. There's a big point there. It's time to go. It's time for the GOAT to go. I think the contract should be released ASAP. I'm talking ASA. No January, ASAP. Let him go. Let the GOAT go. And the ultimate revenge would be for the GOAT is to, in the January window, to join Chelsea. That's my prediction, yeah? I said it here. I like making bold predictions on Sports with Blake, and that's what I do. So I made the prediction, if you go back to the first episode, I made the prediction that the GOAT would come back to Manchester United. And I'm predicting right now that if the GOAT leaves, excuse me, if the GOAT leaves, he's going to go to Chelsea. It's a long shot, but you never know. I think that if it's going to be a Premier League club, it's got to be Chelsea, man. They was in for him before, so maybe it will happen again. But yeah, Ronaldo, I love you, man. You're one of the greatest ballers of all time. And yeah, I think now, let's not tarnish the legacy anymore, because I don't want... It's a shame that you don't want his memories to be of disgust at the way Manchester United have treated him. All right, Jojo.
So United's top 4 chances.
Oh, top 4 chances. Yeah, I believe that top 4 is sealed. As I was saying to you, I feel that 100% we've got top 4. I know you lot in the comments saying, "Oh, you're crazy. What are you thinking of? Oh, you're getting gassed." No. We're not gassed. We're looking solid. The new system is here. The confidence is back. Barring a few injury worries like Martial always getting injured and not playing a consistent amount of games. If we can replace Ronaldo in the transfer window with a solid striker, I believe we'll be on course for top 4. But there is a slight concern because if Ronaldo goes and we get a whack replacement of a striker, it's not a good look because I can't lie, Martial, we can't rely on you, mate. You're too injury prone. You've always been injury prone, and I know that you're a wonderful player. He's had ratings from every manager, right? Man United, Martial. But he's just injury prone. You tap him, he's down. He's out again for another 3 weeks, and he's back for 1 game, out for 3 weeks. So on the basis of that, and the curveball of the World Cup, if we can get a few extra players in, a good striker, a few backup, maybe a few backup defenders, I'm still a bit concerned about the defense a bit. So a few backups in there again, and a few players to come into the team. Then I think we'll have a solid top 4 finish. I believe it will be Man City. This is a big one now. I'm going all out on a limb now with a straight prediction for the top 4. So I believe Man City for the Premier League, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United. I'm not even going Liverpool in the top 4. I'm sorry, mate. Jojo, what do you reckon? Liverpool top 4? What's your top 4 prediction, mate?
I'll go City, Arsenal, Liverpool, United.
Okay.
I'm not Chelsea. I'm not convinced.
Okay, you're not convinced. Okay.
Spurs.
So you reckon Liverpool are going to have a strong comeback now?
I mean, it's not even necessarily a strong comeback. It's just that I don't like if any of the big teams comes to Anfield, we're winning those.
All right, I like the confidence. Love it.
Okay, yeah, we lost 2 out of 3 of the big 6 we've played, but the strongest of the 3, we beat them because we were at home.
Good point.
And like Liverpool have the tendency when they're down and then it's time to rise it, they rise it. I feel like every big team has that. Like United had to, like when United had Liverpool, United had to rise it.
Rise to the occasion, yeah.
They had to, so we'll see. And then I feel like the big teams are going to take points off each other.
Yeah, true.
So that's enough for it to be. It'll be a scrap. But
yeah,
I feel like
sure.
I feel like you can throw a blanket over any of the 6 and the 4. Or only team I can say definite is City.
Yeah,
but you throw a blanket over the rest of them, and any of that, the remaining 4 out of the 5.
Yeah,
3 out of the 5. Sorry, could end up in there.
Yeah, it's interesting because there was a couple of rumors that your manager was going to get sacked. I was like, wow, how quick a turnaround. You lose a couple of games and you already get the sack talk, you know. It's crazy, man. But we got Liverpool, we got Man United, top 4. Jojo's saying top 4 Liverpool. I'm saying top 4 United. We'll see. We'll come back and check how the statistics are on this in a couple of months' time. Also on the Sports with Blake podcast today, just to let you know, I've got a special guest on the show a bit later on. Chris Slick Congo will be joining us, talking all things boxing and his up-and-coming fight in November. So we look forward to having him on the show a bit later. Yeah, we can go into the next stop.
Talking about Man City, they've got a big man up top. What's your thoughts on him?
Gosh, Haaland. Wow. And the thing is, he was really supposed to come to Man United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what happened, mate? We was gunning for that player the whole season. That's all I lie. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was charged of Man United, because of his time, we thought that guy was coming United, but it never happened. But yeah, he is like another level. But you know what I'm hearing, Jojo? You know that the source behind these goals. You know what the source behind these goals is?
What's that?
A good old doner kebab, mate. Yeah, he's a kebab man. That's what's getting the job in. The salad, kebab. He's doing his thing, bro. Probably a Coke on the side on a Friday night. And he's good for training the next day in the game. Yeah, big him up. So he has had an amazing stats in the Premier League at the moment. It's over 20 goals already, I believe.
In the Prem?
No, I think all
competitions. All comps, yeah. But
unbelievable. Never seen a striker with such intent and hunger so early in his career. He's reminding me, giving me flashbacks to, you know, Ronaldo in his heyday, you know.
The real Ronaldo, yeah.
Oh, you said the real Ronaldo, please stand up. Shots fired. Oh, these Liverpool fans, boy. Still thinking of Steven Gerrard days. Anyway, Haaland. I'm loving the way his presence is. He's always he's a moving object, and they're very concerned. You know, the defenders. They see the height, 6'5" of him, up and down, agility, pace, aggressiveness. Always thinking. He's a thinking striker as well. I feel like sometimes he scores before he even hits the ball. He gets in the right positions, then bam, it's in the split of a second. Really loving what he's doing. I believe he'll be the top scorer in the Premier League. And I'm looking forward to seeing where his career goes and how many trophies he picks up for Man City.
How many goals do you reckon he has at the end of the season?
I'll go with 40 in all comps.
40 in all comps?
Yeah. What do you reckon? Guaranteed.
He's already got 15 in the league, 20 all comps.
But you never know. There could be a World Cup blip. You never know. Could be a World Cup blip in there. You've got to look at this period.
He's played 14 games, all comps, scored 20 goals.
All right, I'll give it a strong 50 then. I'll give it a strong 50 in all comps. I can't over that. I'm like, well, all right, mate, you're taking the piss now, mate. 50 in all comps, I'll go. So what about
you? Think he'll break the Premier League record?
Yeah, 100%. What's the Premier League record again? Give me that.
34, I believe.
Well, right now that's light word to him. The way his stats are now, it's very possible. Yeah. And I'm trying to guess who the record holder is. Alan Shearer.
I think it might be TT.
Oh. You say TT, Thierry?
Yeah.
Thierry Henry. Oh, wow.
But don't quote me on that.
Yeah, don't quote me either. But yeah, he has in the comments for that if you know who that is. Yeah, unbelievable. Haaland, I'm rating him. I'm also liking that he's a kebab man. He likes his kebab and chips on a Friday night. That gets the job done before the game the next day. So he's just like a regular folk. He's like a civilian like all of us. Likes a kebab. Also, I think that he needs to allow Man United, man. He's 6-3. It was painful watching that game. Those consolation goals, they felt like some proper Just
Well, you won the second half, innit?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing ever. It just felt like you know when like you played ball back in the day and the olders just let you score a couple of goals. That's how it felt. But anyway, shouts to Haaland, Man City doing their thing. I'm not a hater, man. Big him up. Great player.
I mean, talking about local derbies, you went to one recently, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did. Oh, unbelievable local derby. AFC Wimbledon versus Sutton United. Big shouts to my good friend Nick Bright doing his thing. Make sure you catch him on radio doing his thing and all over the sports, doing his thing for Arsenal FC. He does all the behind-the-scenes stuff at Arsenal FC. Make sure you go on their website to check out what Nick's doing there. But yeah, Nick, he hollered at me and said, you fancy going down to AFC Wimbledon? I said, why not? Went down to the game, box seated and that, as you do, complimentary. So it was good vibes, great views. Big shouts to the AFC Wimbledon podcast as well. They was doing their thing, podding, showcasing all the local Wimbledon news. And I'm an old school Wimbledon fan, to be fair, because I grew up in South London, and I used to go down to the Dons, the original Dons, Wimbledon, when they was joined with Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, and used to go and watch games. Big shouts to Clinton Morrison, used to give me free tickets, and Bruce Dyer. Used to see Vinnie Jones down there as well, coming off the coach before the acting days, before he was a big Hollywood star, when he was a local lad, just, playing ball and that. So it was really good to reconnect with my Wimbledon roots. But that story between AFC Wimbledon and Milton Keynes Dons is quite an interesting, MK Dons is quite an interesting story, actually. I think they got a little beef as well.
Yeah, I think, I can't remember if it was a seat last season or the season before, they ended up being in the same division.
Yeah.
And
it was kicking off.
Spicy.
Yeah, wow. Because from what I'm hearing, shouts to all the AFC Wimbledon fans, they were saying that they really want the Milton Keynes Dons to take the Dons out of their name. This is what I'm hearing, some of the controversies over. So, well, hopefully one day there can be peace in that issue. But shouts to all the legendary Wimbledon players I was getting reminded of from back in the 90s. I think big shouts to Jason Newell anyway. I'm going to leave it at that. Jason Newell, original bad man, Wimbledon striker. Big shouts to Fashanu, all of them old school OGs at Wimbledon. But the game was really great. Unlucky AFC Wimbledon, they lost 1-0 to Sutton United. But it was a good game, back and forth. Referee was doing a couple of crazy decisions that really got the AFC Wimbledon fans on their feet. And there was one guy who knows how to start a chant. You know them ones where you just jump out your seat, you run down, you just hit a little wall. Bop, 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 bop. You get everybody going. And you got like the little corporate stand next to you, just sitting there with a little pie and mash, not making a sound. So you got the two variables with fans nowadays. Just like United, I say when you go to watch Manchester United, you got the Stratford end. That's where you're going to get the noise. You can't go Sir Alex Ferguson stand thinking you're going to get the noise like that, man. It's just a chilled out stand. You know what I mean? Go there with your pie and mash and your Coca-Cola, and you just chill out and watch the game. Conservative thing. But shouts to AFC Wimbledon, Sutton United. But one thing, the lesson learnt, Jojo, and I want to express this to all the football fans across the globe. Lesson learnt is that's encouraged me now in these strenuous times of electricity and high-rise bills and cost of living. I can't afford to go to a Premier League game, mate. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get to these local games and support the local clubs. And let's watch a game of footy. Enjoy the beautiful game. It don't break the bank. You know what I mean? And enjoy it. What's your thoughts on that, Jojo? Just catching local games, just having a day out of it sometimes,
I mean, there's been I don't know if renaissance is the right word, but grassroots football is starting to take over the YouTube channels.
Oh yes.
So there's definitely a space for it, and I think it's good for young people to see that as well. Especially with everything going on outside, sports kind of brings people together, and it kind of entertainment, good time. You get new fans. You just it's good for culture. It's good for culture. Good for the community. So, if you can support, always try and support your local teams.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, local football. It's just winning, people. You can get a ticket for cheap and you can get your hot dogs for cheap as well. Anyway.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Chris, Slick Congo, and you're now listening to Sports with Dan Blake.
Just want to have a quick chat about Manchester United, Chelsea. We're previewing the game. The game probably just going to be done before this podcast comes out, but yeah, we're previewing it anyway. It's a big game, United, Chelsea. We're going down. I'm a United fan. We're going down to Stamford Bridge. Big shout out to Trevor Nelson. I know you're going to be down there, Chelsea fan and all that. Chelsea, what can I say? I believe that United, we're going to form a pretty strong squad. I'm hoping to see Anthony playing another game alongside. I want to see Sancho in the team. Even though he's out of form at the moment, I believe that this is a good game for him to get an opportunity to shine. Because I don't want us to give up on Sancho at the moment, and I feel like we're giving up on him. We're giving up on him a little bit, but I still think he can be the baller that we got him for. We wanted that Borussia Dortmund done, but we've been getting kind of another guy. He's giving glimpses, but we need consistency with him. What's your thoughts on that, bro? With Sancho situation at the moment.
He needs to get in the gym.
He's get in the gym. Oh, you're going there.
I mean, like, physically, he's not at the level he needs to be.
He's saying he's small.
Yeah, physically, he's not at that level. Like, and he's not slow.
Yeah.
But he needs to, even if it's just a quick burst of pace to get past the player, use it.
Yeah.
Do your one-on-ones, take on your players. It's like he's relying on combination play a bit too much. He's always looking for who can I pass the ball to, not, let me take this man on the outside, let me take him on the inside, because he's got the ability to do it. I think it's maybe a confidence issue, the price tag attached, but, like, he's got to start to use his attributes.
Yeah.
Or he's going to end up getting probably moved into the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
And then he's not going to be able to be as dynamic, So really, they need to work out, they need to work out what the issue is and how to fix it.
Yeah. Okay, and I think Rashford will start. He's looking strong. Rashford.
He needs to finish his dinner.
You saying, what do you mean finish his dinner?
I mean, you saw the Spurs game. He had, a few chances. He didn't put them away.
Oh yeah, he has those days though, doesn't he? He's not. You know him. It's always 70. Even when he's in good form, he's not a man that's gonna have 5 goals and score 5. He's gonna have 5 and maybe bang in 3, or he's gonna miss 2. It's just the way it is. He's always been that baller sometimes where he can get a bit excited and lose focus and not be as clinical. I wouldn't say, he's not the most clinical. He's not the most clinical. Certain strikers, they're really they're just clinical, man. And he's not the most clinical though, is he? He's not. He's always been a baller. I still got faith in him, and I'm hoping he'll come strong for us in the Chelsea game. But Chelsea. What's your thoughts on how Chelsea are looking, man?
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of them.
Me too, actually.
But they seem to be, starting to get a rhythm going under the new manager. They haven't. I mean, they're right up there. They haven't lost a game in a while. So I don't even think they've lost the game since they've had the new manager.
Yeah, they've been solid. They've been solid.
So, I mean, right now they're a point ahead of United. So,
game,
they're probably going to look at the game thinking they want to they want to increase the gap, keep the pressure on guys above them as well. So, I think it's either going to be really cagey, or it's going to be, or it might be similar to the City Liverpool game, which was very if the refs let them play, then I reckon it'll be a good battle on the pitch.
Oh yeah.
But I think my money's on United at the moment.
Yeah, we got this, and this is another serious game. As I said, we're 1 point away from the top for the 4th place. So Chelsea, they've got that over us. They got that point, and that's coming into that game. That's what's going to make it such a big game. That 1 point is between it. 1 point is between it. Top 4, and it's on. The race is on now. The World Cup is the curveball. So all points landed before the World Cup. It's all psychological edges. It's all psychological edges that teams are gonna have to live with for a while. So why not go in and why not go in with the roast potatoes, nice and cooked and nicely baked? You know what I mean? Then when you take them out later on down the line, we're good to go again. But for now, it's time for United to, get these 3 points and then show another big team that we're here to stay. You know what I mean? Because we haven't been here to stay for a long time. So it'd be good, man. It'd be good for me and good for my spirit. And yeah. But anyway, man, as we move on now, I'm gonna talk about this boxing vibe right now as we got Chris Slick Congo on the show a bit later on. So before we talk to Slick Congo, we're gonna chat about other boxing issues and other boxing matches that happened, and we're gonna start off with Shields and Savannah Marshall, a big all-women's card. We're gonna get into that next.
Sports with Blake
on Dan Blake TV on YouTube.
So Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall at the O2 Arena. It was a 20,000 sellout. One of the biggest all-women's cards, spectacles, first of a kind. Completely sold out. I was at the football and I rushed to get down there, got my ticket on the door, wonderful ticket. Row A business, right down there, enjoying the vibes. You know what I liked about it as well? There was such a mixed crowd. There was like families, couples, loads of girls together in groups. It was a different crowd from like boxing cards I've gone to in the past. So I really enjoyed just seeing the mix of people that come. I was just like, like a fly on the wall, observing all the different kind of people that was there. And it was great entertainment as well. There was pop bands there singing. Some people didn't even like the band, but I thought the band was pretty cool. The guy that was singing, I can't remember his name to be fair, but he's got some big pop songs out there. Then, there was some great performances. You had Shannon Ryan on the undercard. I really like her story as well. I think she's sponsored by the O2, and she used to work at the O2, so that's really interesting. I think she signed to Anthony Joshua's management team, and she's doing her thing. She made good work of her opponent, looked sharp, and done her job. Shouts to Lauren Price, won a whole load of Olympic medals recently at the Olympic Games. She was looking really sharp, big talent from Wales. Really liking and looking forward to seeing what she's going to do in the future. Her skills are just phenomenal. So, yeah, she's got it all. So, can't wait to see what's in her future. But yeah, she picked up the win. Her opponent wasn't as game, I would say, for the fight back. So yeah, towel kind of got thrown in, and that was it for her opponent. But shout out to Lauren Price. And then Alicia Baumgardner and Michaela Mayer. Yeah, that's how you pronounce her name. That was the co-main event, and that was an exceptional fight. Very close. Super close. I called Mayer for the win, just about. I just thought she nicked it with the jab. But looking back on the fight, I could see how Alicia got the job done. She was hitting her to the body well, picking up points well, good positioning, good angles, good shot selection. It just kind of hard from where I was sitting to kind of see if she picked it up. It's only when I got back home I changed my mind and I thought, yeah, she just about done enough. But it was a close fight. But I loved the trash talking between the two of them. There was a massive build-up and trash talk, which was so much jokes. Alicia was saying that she was going to dog walk mare. So, and she ended up she ended up just about doing it, you know. So big shouts to her. She's a new champ. She picked up all the belts there. And then the main event, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, great stuff. Before we get into that, there was loads of celebs down there. Shouts to Max Brannon, who I saw from EastEnders. Dun, 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 dun. He was down there. Saw Diversity down there. Big shouts to them. Shouts to a few boxers I bumped into. Craig Richards, Daniel Zeems. Good vibes, man. But then the main event business, the ring entrances, absolutely amazing. From Clarissa Shields. The champ is here. Dun, 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 dun. Champ is here. Wow, she come out doing some dancing. One song called, I think it was Tear It Up or something. I don't even know what the rhythm was, but it was a big tune. I need to find out what that is. Anyone knows what the Clarissa Shields theme song was, let me know. She came out. Savannah Marshall came out and they went to war, man. Make sure you check that out. I'm not going to go into it too much, but it was a good vibe. I really enjoyed to see women's boxing on a all women's card. I believe that in the future they should do a few more of those. Keep doing mixed cards, and just keep pushing women's boxing. You know, you don't have to be just all women's event. You know, just mix it up with the guys. I believe it's just boxing. You don't need to really separate women and men. It's just boxing, really. But maybe every now and again, do all women's card just to keep pushing the sport into the limelight more. I would imagine, for promotional purposes. But it's a good look. 20,000 in there. It was Ram Jam Jojo, and yeah. What's your thoughts on it, man?
I think it's good for the sport. It's good to see, all female cards. It shows that the talent is there, the entertainment value is there.
Yeah.
The athleticism is there, because these are athletes we're talking about.
Yeah, for real.
About, no shade, but we're not talking about reality TV stars.
Yeah.
So, it's good to see on center stage, saying the O2 is not a small place.
Yeah.
So it's good. I think it's very good for women's sports, especially for young people to see that.
Yeah.
There's a place for them in this. And I think it'll just continue to grow. I mean, at the end of the day, Shields was Shields on the day. She did what she had to do to get the job done.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're talking about Jonas next, but we'll see.
Oh yeah.
We'll see if that makes sense.
I'll discuss that with Chris Congo on the show a bit later. So you'll hear my opinion on that and Chris's opinion on that as well. But yeah, that would be an incredible fight anyway, man. Let's see if that pans out. If Shields will maybe come down a bit, maybe to 154, I'll make that happen. But Shields, yeah, she's an incredible fighter, man. Give it to her. I was concerned maybe a little bit in there with the rope action, but she got the job done, man. She was a convincing winner. So we look forward to seeing what's going on with Shields next and Savannah Marshall. Hopefully their future is bright, of course. And then there was a fight announced just yesterday. Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora as well. Another big card in the UK. So there's a lot going on. Fury Chisora is a big fight. That it's a third one, and I believe it's action in that one as well. That one's action galore. You're not going to see any half stepping in that fight. Just pure action from two heavyweights, and I believe really apart from AJ, and a lot of the other fighters he was looking to fight, that's probably the best fight he could get, to be fair, because he's not going to fight Joe Joyce now. Usyk, he's not going to fight now. Wilder, he's not going to fight now because Wilder's tied up with Andy Louise, probably going to fight next. So then you got Hellenius and all these other guys. Not Hellenius. There's a few other guys. Otto Weiling, but he's already beat him though. So I was thinking Fury fighting him again, it wouldn't really make sense. Manuel Char, that's it. It's like nobody.
But he's not even ranked.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Nobody don't want to see that fight, so it makes sense. Chisora's in the top 10. Why not give Chisora the shot? And and as I said, to be fair, a long time ago he said he was going to give him the shot anyway. That's what he said. He said his last fights are going to be gonna give this Derek Chisora a payday. I'm gonna fight AJ, and then whoever's
so
there.
what's your thoughts on this whole Fury AJ thing?
Yeah, AJ, I think I can't lie, man. It seemed like the contract just got too long to sign. Fury wants that contract signed now, ASAP. There was too much things they had to go through in the contract to get sorted in the time scale. So I think the time scale mashed up everything, to be fair. AJ wanted the fight, Fury wanted the fight, but you can't get a fight of that magnitude signed in like a couple of weeks. I feel like if they were both patient, then the fight could pursue, but there's no patience between the camps, I think.
So is that fight going to happen?
They need patience. They need to give each other patience. If they ain't got patience with each other and an understanding of patience, let's go through everything, then it's not going to happen. We'll never see it.
What's next for AJ then?
AJ is going to come back and he's going to fight in December. Probably a tune-up. I don't want him to fight Atawalin because he's another southpaw and I'm concerned. So I want him to stay away from southpaws for a minute. Go and fight, some orthodox fighters. Come back next year and fight Wilder. I want to see that fight. I want to see Wilder AJ. Do
you think he's still got the same draw if he fights a tune-up per se?
Yeah, he's AJ, so he'll sell out wherever it needs to sell out. He's just a commercial entity, isn't he? He's just AJ. He's more than boxing. He's a star. It's a different game nowadays, You lose. It's just like I feel like a loss is a loss nowadays. We're getting comfortable with our stars in boxing losing.
And that's how it's really meant to be.
Yeah, you're human, man.
I mean, Mayweather really...
Yeah. Different time, innit? Different time. Where now our losing is just... People lose, they take losses and they bounce back. Yeah. I think we're all here for the bounce back, And I feel like with AJ, we saw him in a very vulnerable position recently. So and we're open to...
Looking back, do you think he should have taken the immediate rematch?
Yeah, because that's the natural thing to do. In your contract, you got the immediate rematch. You want to right your wrong. You thought you could. You come up short that time. But just a better man, better skilled man in the boxing ring. And you move on. And that's why I respect him. He tried again, changed up the tactics. I saw some great new things from him. I saw the jab to the body. He was trying... You could see all the different tactics he was trying. He was putting on more pressure. Those are the two things we could see. He was standing up. He was taking center of the ring. And you can admire him, his effort. And you can see how much he wanted it after when he went mad, He's a human being. I'm never going to look at him and think he was wrong for that. It was just like, he just lost his temper, man. He's a human. People think that when you're in the limelight, that you're not a robot, man. You're not a robot. You have a human emotions, and you can flip. You can lose it for a second and regret it. You're a human being. So you just give him that benefit of the doubt, and we look forward to AJ coming back and being in great fights. He's one of my favorite fighters, of all time. So I've always been very fond of his career path, and people don't forget he's done everything he needs to in the sport. Let's give the man his bloody flowers. He's a two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
I mean, he did put boxing on his back.
Unbelievable.
On the map.
Come on. I was there when he fought Klitschko and I saw that. I was there when he fought what's the guy's name? Povetkin. I've been to a few I've seen him fight at the O2 and Chris Eubank Jr. is on his undercard and all this stuff, and I've seen him fight at Wembley with George Groves when he was on the undercard years ago, with nobody in the arena. So big shouts to AJ. He's done everything. His legacy secured. He's a two-time heavyweight champion, unified heavyweight champion of the world. Give the man his credit, man. Just give him his props. If he comes back and does it again, big respect, you know what I mean? But we respect him anyway. I do anyway. And just let the man have some easy fights now. Let him go and have some tune-ups, beat a couple, man. But we would all love, the man them want to see AJ Wilder, don't we? We want to see that. The man them, the gal them, we want to see AJ versus Wilder. That's the fight I want to see next year. I want to see Usyk Fury, so we can get that Usyk Fury, get that undisputed thing out of the way. Then AJ Wilder, then the winner, let's let them meet.
So, what are your thoughts on Wilder's fight?
Brilliant. Knockout, clean, Hellenius. Yeah, it's that power. That's what he's got. That one shot power that'll knock you out any angle. It come from anywhere. It's the shot of dynamite. Comes from anywhere. That's a punch from, as I said, that's the plantain. That's plantation business. You know what I mean? That's great. Like yo, that punch is, whew, you know, that's spiritual. It's a spiritual punch, man. Some people have got it like that. That's just a gift from God, man. That's all I can say. It's just a gift from God. The guy came in very light. 10 pounds or something like that, coming in good spirits. If you watch his build-up, he was just in a spiritual place. He was just in a happy-go-lucky place, happy to come back, talking about retiring in a few years, Wilder. And now he's back, and Helenius is his sparring partner, so he was even crying after the fight, saying, I'm sorry I done that to you, and, you know, I hope you're okay, and, you know, you can tell he's in a very spiritual place in his last few years of his career. And he wants to make the big fight. So let him fight Louise, let him fight AJ, and then maybe one more for him for a big belt, maybe as Fury. And then I think he'll sign out. And he may do it again, you know, because that punch, even in the last Fury fight, he had Fury down twice with the same bang. That dynamite ain't gone anywhere. It's still here. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, man, I think AJ Wilder, that's the one.
Oh,
that's
man,
the
that's the
one. The streets need
The
it.
streets need that.
We want it. We want it. You got to do it for the culture.
That's for the culture. I'm going. Where do you think? America? Where's that fight?
Doesn't matter
Where is that?
Doesn't matter where it is. They can do that in. They can do that in Saudi. Dan Blake will be there.
Hey, no. Hey, man, that's Saudi. That's Saudi. I don't know. But anyway, it's a new experience. You never know. Here we go. Put it out in there. Yeah, man. So we talk boxing. Now it's time to get into the segment where we get into Chris Slick Congo. He's joined the show today. He talks about YouTube boxing. He talks about his fight coming up November the 26th, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Not confirmed yet, but around that time. And he talks about all things, you know, training camp, training tips, all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff Chris Congo talks about. And Slick is on the show. Let's join him right now with Sports with Blake Podcast, episode 6.
I'm joined right now by the WBC Intercontinental Silver Welterweight Champion Chris Slick Congo. What's going on, sir?
All good, brother. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm good, and it's a pleasure having you on again, man. You know, it's a blessing.
Of course.
Just want to discuss straight off how you feeling. I'm seeing a transition. You signed with Boxer and Sky Sports. I was very happy for you when I heard that news. So how's the transition and your first few fights? And you've been picking up belts. Tell us about the transition, man.
The transition has been great, man. Obviously, as you can see, I'm I'm on the platform now. I'm on a platform which boosts up my popularity. I've had the 2 fights, which have been 2 great wins, probably 2 of my highlights, 2 highlight fights of my career so far, being on Sky. And yeah, man, just can't complain, bro. As you can see, I'm doing well. And yeah, there's a lot more to come, man. A lot more to come, and I can't wait for you guys to see it, for everyone to see.
Definitely great stuff, man. And you know, the Formella fight, you know, it was a tricky customer, but you got the win, and you showed him some impressive moves in that. A great resilience, man.
For sure, it was a great fight. I believe if there was 2 more rounds, I probably would have got him out of there. But apart from that, he's a tough competitor, and yeah, obviously it showed. He's been to distance with me and likes of Sean Porter too. So yeah.
Well, congratulations on that win, and you move forward. And you move forward into, I think you said to me, November. You got a fight date, I believe.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have one in November the 26th. Let's hope. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, no doubt.
So is there any obviously he hasn't been announced yet, but is that how's the opponent looking? Everything on the right road to getting a good opponent for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think this fight, we're still going through a few opponents at the moment, but yeah, we want to end the year strong and end the year big. So let's see who comes up Obviously, it has to be a fight that makes sense for myself, or maybe it can just be a title defense. A title defense, and then next year I'm trying to go really big, man. I'm trying to go really big and hopefully push for world title eliminators and hopefully get a world title. So let's see how that goes.
Who's on your hit list for next year?
Everyone.
You say everyone.
If you're welterweight, you're on the hit list, man. Look, I'm not gonna be at the level I'm at now and not want to fight the big guys and the big names. It don't make sense. There's no point sitting at top 10 once I get there. No point sitting at top 15, top 10 and not fighting no one around that level. It don't make sense. So yeah, man, that's the aim.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing what's to come in the next fight coming up. Is that gonna be in the UK?
Yeah, for sure. The next fight will be in the UK, 100%. I'm just waiting for a confirmation from our team.
Okay, and like going about getting tickets for that show as and when it is, just so the audience know. Obviously, I guess you can get them online and stuff. But is there any personal way people can get tickets from yourself as well, so they know, or your team?
I'll just probably off my Instagram or my Twitter accounts, which is at 2 Slick Chris, the number 2 Slick Chris. So yeah, man, that's where you can catch me.
That's what it's about, man. Because we've got to support our fighters doing their thing,
No
big
doubt.
time, And
No doubt.
so I saw you at the Shields, Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, the Guote versus the Silent Assassin. It was big stuff, epic 20,000 sellout. Tell us your initial thoughts on the contest, man.
It was a great fight. That was probably one of the best shows that I'd been to this year. So I really enjoyed it. The atmosphere was class, big sellout. And Boxer and Sky, they're doing big things. But if we're going back onto the fight, I thought for me it was a one-sided fight. I thought I had Clarissa Shields up majority of the rounds. She really dug deep and fought to get the win, and she knew that over here in the UK they ain't gonna do her no favors. So she literally ripped the belt off the champion, and that's how I saw the fight.
Yeah, it was a tremendous fight. I just felt, even when I was watching, I thought maybe the judges may, as you say, it may think it was a bit closer, and because of how she was on the ropes quite a lot, so I was a bit concerned. But obviously, watching it back, I'm like, yeah, she had it under control from the ropes anyway. To be fair, so
for sure, yeah. She was fully in control. Savannah had some great moments in there, but I definitely picked Clarissa Shields to win the fight.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It was I feel like there was a lot of Savannah Marshall predictions for a late stoppage and on point. So it was just like, and 20,000 Savannah Marshall fans in there. So she really came to the UK and done the job. Like, it's amazing. She really did.
For sure. And I always said, may the best woman win, because I think they're both class fighters, and I knew someone was gonna come out on top, and it was Clarissa. So yeah, big props to her, man.
So what do you think's next for you? I know she's a boxer stablemate. Even what's next, you reckon, for Savannah Marshall? Like, coming off this loss, where do you think's next for her to go to?
It's not hard. Just look through the rankings, see who she can fight next. Obviously, Clarissa's got all the belts in that weight division. Am I right?
Yeah. She's got all the belts.
Maybe, hopefully, even get a rematch, because that was such an exciting fight. The rematch will probably be even better, So maybe that could be an option. But you never know, man. You never know. I know she's got options. She could move up, she could move down. All depends on what she wants to do.
And I see Natasha Jonas has been calling out Clarissa Shields for the bout next. So I thought that would be a very interesting fight. I did talk it up pretty early myself, and I see Clarissa Shields also mention her name. What do you reckon of that contest? What do you think? It's a good matchup?
That would be a great matchup. I think it'll be more competitive because Natasha Jonas is a southpaw. She's a lot more spiteful with her punches. She throws every punch with intent, so that will be a very, very good fight. And even looking back at some of her old fights, when she boxed Terry Harper, I thought she won that fight. You know, I thought she won that fight, especially in the last round. I think that's when she hurt Terry Harper as well. And I think it'll be a very competitive fight, you know, and I'll love to see that.
Amazing. And as I was watching back your fight against Formella, I noticed there was one particular man in the crowd admiring your work by the name of the very famous YouTuber musician KSI in the crowd. What's your thoughts on this whole YouTube boxing and misfit boxing and, you know, this energy that's coming to scene now? Are you for it or against it? What's like your opinion on it?
I'm a bit of both, you know. I'm a bit of both because I'm for it in terms of them bringing the fans into boxing, which is great, and a lot more people are starting to even notice myself, you know. Just because they're KSI fans, KSI was at the fight, plus KSI is doing boxing, so they wanna add more knowledge into the sport and want to know who's the top fighters, who's coming up, you know. So that's the good parts. In terms of the negative, no, I wouldn't say negative, but in terms of stuff that I'm against is obviously these guys, they're coming in, getting the big paydays. We've worked our asses off, you know, which is crazy because certain fighters ain't never gonna get the chance to box at that level. You know, ain't never gonna get the chance to make that sort of money, but they've been training all their lives, you know. And I don't think it's right in that sense, you know. Or it would be right if KSI was to go to all these small hall shows, pick his fighters, and then put them on the undercard, you know, that would make sense. But KSI is his own man, he can do what he wants.
Interesting. Do you think you would ever fight a YouTuber if they offered you out for a fight? Would you consider it?
Yeah.
If the money was right.
If the money was right, yo. It's not even about if the money was right. Sometimes you gotta just teach a man that, yo, this is different, you know. This ain't YouTube, this is real boxing, you know. So sometimes it's just like that.
Real talk. And we do a thing where I know there's a lot. I'm trying to encourage fitness and sports activity. So I just want a combination of the week from you. It doesn't have to be something that you're using right now. A boxing combination of the week for the civilian that wants to just throw some training up in the safety of a training session.
Oh, the basic 1-2. The basic 1-2 is what does it, you know. Some of the greatest fighters, that's all they use, and that's their go-to. Just a basic 1-2, you know. So that's my combination.
Who's 1-2 have you always admired that got you really? How can I say? Probably reminiscing of that fighter when you're throwing that 1-2 on a next competitor. Who's 1-2 really sold it for you in boxing?
Probably a man like Tommy Hearns, tall, gangly. If he can throw the jab alone was crazy. So the 1-2 was even more was up there in levels. So that's a fight that I would pick.
Brilliant. And one more tip here: the cardio tip, the running joint. Like what kind of? It could be any kind of cardio. What kind of cardio do you recommend? If you were training someone right now, cardio tip.
Cardio would always have to be a 3 miles, 5 mile run, whatever you can do, just go for it and always look to beat your score as the weeks go on.
Wow, that's amazing right there.
You can't beat running, man. You can't beat running, I'm telling you. You know, that's cardio.
That's big tips from Chris, Too Slick Congo, Sports with Blake podcast. And just to sign off on a big fight that I noticed that was announced today. Derek Chisora, no, should I say it first? Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora. Free. What's your initial thoughts on the decision for that fight to take place December 3rd at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London? It's going down. What's your thoughts, man?
For sure, I think Chisora is gonna just come and actually try his best, man. I think he's gonna try his best, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for someone like Tyson Fury, you know. But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to the fight.
Wow, it's going to be an incredible fight. And I do think Chisora's his work rate is just so intense, and I'm just hoping that he can really put that same pressure on Fury to make it an epic fight, man. You know, it's such a big stadium, and he's such a pressure fighter. I just think that, I feel like he's got maybe a punch from the gods could seal it.
Bro, you never know, man. He still got it, Chisora. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll have to see. I'm looking forward to that, and I will be there.
Yeah, for sure. And any last message to all the fans and supporters of Chris, Too Slick Congo?
Just keep supporting, man. Love. I see the messages. I see everything, and I'm working. Just know that, and there's another big performance coming. Whether it's the 26th of November, whether it's after that, I'm coming and I'm looking to end the year with a big knockout. So we're training for that.
That's big, man. I wish you a wonderful camp, a healthy, prosperous camp, ready for your next bout in November. Right now, you're joined by myself, Dan Blake, Chris, Too Slick Congo, the current WBC intercontinental and silver welterweight champion. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you.
Sports with Blake.
On Dan Blake TV on YouTube.
Dan meets sports fanatics and some of the biggest sports entertainment stars